weight training and physical exercise. We'll be talking about the connection between physical exercise and mental well-being. We've got Ash Benelek of Cycle Well, and you'll guess that his thing is getting blokes cycling. And then later in the programme, we've got Leroy, who's a dad who's getting dads right across the Sunshine Coast and right across social media fit and active, and probably combating that thing that we now know is called the dad bod, something that I'm still working on, even though my kids are in their 20s. Anyway, that's enough about me. I'm going to go straight now to our first guest, who's Michael Murphy from Beyond the Barbell. Michael, thanks for being here.
No worries, thanks for having me, Glenn. I guess a little bit of background on myself. I am the founder of Beyond the Barbell. So we are a group that encourages men to basically get together, and we use gym and working out as a means of getting us together. I kind of saw that there was, men's health, especially men's mental health. There was a misconnection between, well, not, I guess, misconnection, but, the benefits of working out in the research just showed there were so many benefits to working out mental health and health and men's health in general. So we kind of created this group where the premise came from Men's Shed. I guess, I was looking for a place like Men's Shed myself, but I'm terrible with my hands. I can't build anything. So I thought, well, what am I good at? Well, I'm good at the gym. So it's been a great success so far. We run weekly workouts where all the guys get together. It's kind of like a safe space for guys to come, non-judgmental, and we just kind of write a workout. And within that workout, we try to get guys to open up about their emotions, be vulnerable. Some of our sessions will have guys share their mental health stories. Other times it'll just be, talking about the footy. I'm from Melbourne, so, we're all excited at the moment to have footy back. We also run events that we bring guest speakers in that had lived experience with mental health and kind of share their journey. So we had basketballer Chris Anstey, we've had a footy player Tom Downey. We also get experts in the field of mental health to kind of come along and help with these events. So we're pretty young, I guess, in the men's health space, but some of the things we're doing, we're pretty excited about. Some new initiatives during COVID where we're running online gym sessions. We opened up online personal training because we kind of saw some of the barriers to people exercising was the money and the time. So we opened up online personal training where you get a program. So that's probably enough about Beyond the Barbell. I could talk about it for the full hour, but and I guess just a little bit about me. I've been in the fitness industry for over 10 years. I've done everything in the fitness industry. I ran my own business, worked at gyms, private. Towards the end, I kind of moved away into strength and conditioning. So I've worked with Olympic athletes, I've worked with AFL clubs, but kind of now drawing back into working in the mental health space because I just find it so satisfying. So I guess bringing it back to exercise and physical activity and men's health, we're kind of finding a lot at the moment that, especially in the mental health space, people aren't working out, and it's linked to so many diseases. The two main ones being cardiovascular disease, which is high blood pressure, stroke, heart attack, and the other one's metabolic disease, which is like your diabetes. So all the research out there shows that there's a direct link from not being physically active and having these diseases. Some crazy stats around it that approximately 9% of premature deaths are linked to not being active, which is crazy. Especially when, it's easy for me to say, but when being physically active is something very simple that you can do. They found that having a mental illness actually increases that percentage of premature deaths, and that's just because people with mental health aren't motivated to do things, so they're more likely to to kind of put on the weight, be less active. But it's kind of a full circle because 12% of cases of depression have lowered by just doing physical activity. So these stats are crazy that just doing a little bit of physical activity, we can reduce the rate of cardiovascular disease, depression, and metabolic disease, which is probably the three main ones we focus on at Beyond the Barbell. So when I say physical activity can be anything. It doesn't necessarily, I know our premise is around the gym and getting in the gym and lifting weights, but like physical activity can be anything. So going for a walk, I like to call these incidental physical activities, like doing the gardening, doing the housework. I don't know about you guys, but I know when I get out in the garden, like I'm out there for a couple of hours, I'm sweating. Sometimes, I feel like I've had more of a workout just doing that than I would if I, had planned something to go to the gym and to do. So, at Beyond the Barbell, there's three benefits we look at for physical activity. The first one being like the physical benefits, which I've kind of touched on. So the reduced heart disease is the main one. Reduced metabolic disease, so your type 1, type 2 diabetes. Research has shown that we can actually, if you do have type 2 diabetes, you can actually reduce it by physical activity and diet. Physiological benefits are also like increased muscle size, which helps. Try not to get too scientific here, but helps with your basal metabolic rate, so the way that you burn energy. So I guess the bigger the muscle you have, the more energy you burn. So I like to kind of use for you car people out there, the bigger motor you have in the car, the more petrol it uses. And that's the same with your muscles. The bigger the muscle, the more petrol, the more energy it needs. So doing exercise will help with that. Helps decrease the fat, especially for men around that belly area, which is vital that we reduce that, because if you think about all our important inside stuff, our organs, our hearts, our lungs, it's all in that stomach area, and if it's just covered in fat, it puts us at a higher risk at disease. So those are the kind of physiological benefits that we try to push Beyond the Barbell. The psychological benefits come with exercise. So, as I said, research shows that there's a decrease in depression and anxiety with exercise, and there's a multitude of reasons why that is. The biggest one out there is the release of endorphins, the feel-good hormone that we get when we exercise, the same kind of hormone that releases when we have something sweet that's sugary that makes us feel good. The same. It is the same kind of hormone that's released after sex that makes us feel good. So we can actually still get those benefits from just exercising. It decreases our stress. It's a bit of a stress outlet for us. It helps increase our self-esteem. Gives us better sleep, which is super important. It actually has shown that it helps improve your memory. For me, it gives me just a mental break. If you're busy day, my 60 minutes in the gym, it's just me in the gym. It gives me a mental break. I'm just focusing on what I'm doing. And the other one is a sense of achievement. So at Beyond the Barbell, like as I kind of stated, we do a lot of weightlifting, a lot of lifting things. There's this huge sense of achievement when you hit a personal record, or you get a really good time. That kind of feeling that you get, it's fantastic. It just helps psychologically, and it also helps outside of the gym. That kind of I can achieve things. It gives you that really good that sense of feeling. And one we're massive at Beyond the Barbell, and it's probably kind of where it all started, was the social benefits. It's besides it helps with motivation, knowing that there's 20 other blokes at the gym waiting for you to do the class. these days we don't have, especially at the moment with COVID. Thank God the restrictions are lifting. We don't have that connectivity with other people. Our connectivity is through social media, through online forums and stuff like that. And it's just not the same as kind of being together. So we're really big on that social connection, and I guess that's why, like at our sessions, the exercise is important, but the chat beforehand, the chat afterwards, the chat in between sets is big. I actually did a bit of research on this for a thesis, and I looked at CrossFit and why people do CrossFit for. And we thought that we were going to find that it was because people want to get fit, want to get strong, but it was actually the connections that they made. It was the friendships they made. It wasn't so much the CrossFit. There was a few people that hated CrossFit, but it was the friends that they made doing it that they didn't want to miss out. It was a bit of a FOMO, fear of missing out of what their friends were doing. So that kind of new friendships that you get through the gym. I know I just got married recently, and we had a portion of the guys at the gym that were, or portion of the guys at the wedding that were all from the gym that I met through the gym. So, but it also gives you that sense of community that a lot of us don't have now. There's a lot of, again, research. I keep going back to research because that's my background. To say that we don't have that sense of community anymore. So through going to the gym and doing these classes, kind of brings that sense of community back. And another main one is it kind of alleviates loneliness. Again, kind of going to the gym, having your friends to hang out with is super important. So those are probably three main benefits that we look at: physical, psychological, and social benefits for joining up at the gym and doing stuff. So it's pretty tricky with the gym, especially if you haven't been before. I'm lucky. I grew up. As soon as I was 18, I was in the gym. It was probably more the aesthetics that I wanted when I was 18. I wanted to look good. But since then, it's kind of always been entrenched in my life. I need to go to the gym everywhere. Since I was 18, I've had gym membership. So I'm 35 now, so it's 17 years now that to think how much money I've wasted on the gym. Sorry, I shouldn't say wasted because I love it. So for me, it's easy, but a lot of the people I come into contact with, it's really hard, and I can appreciate how hard it is, because we are almost set up to fail to start at the gym, because we kind of go onto social media and we see these before and after shots, and we say that's what we want to do. But what we don't see is that hard work that happens in between the before and after shots. It's not just 3 months and now they're shredded. Marketing doesn't help, especially these healthy foods. There's you go to the frozen food section, you see healthy choice, and you're like, well, I'm going to get that, but it's just full of sugar, it's full of preservatives, low fat, low sugar, all these kind of marketing tools that these healthy food use. They're not tricking us, but there's still, if it's low in fat, it's usually high in sugar. If it's low in sugar, it's usually high in fat to get the taste. Social media, I know I go onto social media and I'll see photos of guys that are shredded and excuse me, huge and muscly, but a lot of these are photoshopped. A lot of these have direct lighting, and that really helps. I remember watching this documentary where they actually did the before and after shot in the same day, and they just got the guy to, he was pasty white, took his shirt off, he had to push his belly out, he kind of was looking miserable, and then the second one they just spray tanned him, got him smiling, he had to puff his chest out, and it was the same day, but it looked like two different people. So social media doesn't help. Excuse me. And the other one's elite athletes. People kind of look at elite athletes and say, oh, how fit are they, how strong are they? But these guys are paid to do it. It's ingrained in their life to do it. So I do feel that men are set up to kind of fail when it comes to exercise, but we found there's a couple little things that we can do to kind of alleviate that. The first one is it's a process. Yeah. Remember, it's a process. So try to avoid this all or nothing. Many times I've heard people say, I'm going to start on Monday. Yeah, come Monday, I'm going to start. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to do a run in the morning, gym at night. Tuesday, I'm going to do this, and it's all or nothing. And then it kind of, again, it's kind of setting you up to fail because life gets in the way, and you might miss a session. And then usually you miss a session, you go, well, I've missed a session. It doesn't matter if I miss the next one, and then it kind of just avalanche of missing sessions, and then kind of just getting back to your baseline. It's the same with your nutrition. Come Monday, I'm going to stop drinking, I'm going to stop eating sugar, I'm going to stop doing this. You come Monday, and it's just really hard to do that. So we've run programs in the past, challenges in the past where week one, it's you stop alcohol. You can do whatever else you want, you're just not going to have alcohol. That's all it is. And then week two is you're not going to have bread. You can have anything else, but after week two, you can't have alcohol and bread. Those are the two things. And then week three, it's another thing. Week four, it's another thing. Setting goals is huge. Yeah, and making them smart goals, so specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. Not just, I'm going to go to the gym. That goal's not really going to motivate you. So, once we kind of use with clients, again, it's being realistic. So, I'm going to go for a walk 3 times this week for 30 minutes. Yeah, so we've got the week, it's time-bound, it's just 30 minutes, and we're going to do it 3 times. We spend a lot of time on the barriers, so work being a big barrier at the moment. I guess, depending on how you look at it, COVID's probably really helped. People working at home's given us a little bit more time to focus on it, but, how can we get exercise in around work? Family, time, money. So again, we try to come up with solutions for these things. Getting help is a big thing. If you're going to buy a car, I have no idea about cars. I'm going to get help. I'm going to get people to look over it. I'm going to do my research. I'm going to do all of that. So I'm going to get help. So it's the same with kind of exercise and training. If you don't know much about it, try to find help. Personal trainer. There's so many online forums, group classes where they have coaches is fantastic. And as I said, do your research. If you were to buy a car, you wouldn't kind of just go in and go, I'm going to take that one. You spend hours researching it. You read reviews, you go test driving. So we're kind of, why shouldn't your body be any different? It's a vehicle that you're in for your whole life. So before you go out and start doing all this exercise, finding new ways to do it, do your research, find what's going to work for you. You want to pick things that you're going to continue to do. If you hate running, don't decide that you're going to do a marathon because you know that you'll start off well, and then you'll kind of slow down. I know I'm running out of time, Glenn, I'm always there. So I guess going back, this is the last little bit of advice I'll give you guys. Is just start slow. They say that as small as 30 to 60 minutes of walking, running, cycling a day, 3 days a week is enough. That's an hour and a half minimum of work that you can do. Going to the gym, doing 60 minutes at least 3 times a week of resistance training. That's going to, research has shown, it's going to bring down disease. Just start small. Even if it's just going for a walk, doing stuff around the house. I'm sure Glenn will post you guys towards my website, but I've got videos on simple things that during the air breaks of your TV show, you just get up and do squats or push-ups or star jumps. It's just the little things, they build up. So I'll probably leave it there, Glenn, because I think I'm over time, but yeah, please, if you guys want to find out more about us, we're at beyondthebarbell.org.au. I'm sure Glenn will post the link. We're pretty active on socials. Today is Workout Wednesday, so on our socials we'll release a workout that you can do. There's all workouts you can do at home. We are on Facebook as well, and I'm sure he'll post all the links. But if you want any advice, please reach out. I'm pretty good at getting back to emails. That's my OCD. I hate having unread emails in my account. So, but yeah, thanks for listening, guys. If you've got questions, please let me know.
Right.